Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mike Toledo. Sorry, I have not been on live on YouTube for a long time. If you've probably been seeing some of my or hearing some of my podcasts, I've been still doing here and there. Actually, I do them every Thursday. So if you're ever interested or you want to tune in or just check out the channel every Thursday, at least you're going to hear what I have to say about what's going on in the PDR industry, tools, techniques, and just a lot of marketing too as well, some advice, some stuff. So anyhow, I've been gone for a long time, traveling all over the place from Taiwan to Spain and then London, and went to London recently to meet up with some good friends, TDN Tools, and they certified me in the electric vehicle IMI certification. And what that is correctly and safely knowing how to power down those electric vehicles without damaging the vehicle, and more importantly hurting yourself or even killing yourself, because that's how dangerous those vehicles are. But I'm not going to go too much into this spiel. Listen to the podcast, you'll hear all that information I was talking about and referring to. This video is going to be about my update. Now, I haven't done mobile myself in a long time. I have technicians that work for me. I train technicians mainly, and then I'm running the business. So I don't go out and do mobile as much as I used to. But I'm excited because tomorrow I'm going to go do mobile. And so I was putting my tools together, and I don't carry every tool in the world with me. I basically like to look at what I'm going to work on the day before or during the week. And if I was going to be out there full time, what tools would I bring with me? And this is an update. These are the tools right now that I'm going to show you that I'm using for my mobile tomorrow, and if I was out there just generally doing it. So, and it has some new tools. So if you want to look at what I had in my old one, you can go back and look at it. I'll post it up later on and then show you guys what's going on. So what's up, Lee? A mobile day for Mike sounds fun, and I'm going to document it too. So I am going to do that, and if it turns out super cool, then it's going to a lot of good stuff. It's going to go in Dent Trainer, but I'll be posting some of that stuff on YouTube as well. So I don't want anybody to feel left out. I sometimes I post the good stuff here too as well. But anyways, here's the deal. Let me switch this up. So the microphone might not sound as good because I'm not using my microphone. So it might sound like I'm far away, but anyhow, I'm going to go over the tools and why I'm using them, or why I picked them to put in my mobile setup as of now. Okay, so we're going to start out with some stand liner tools. This is the Pirate Hook tool, which you can see right here. And the reason why I'm using the Pirate Hook is because I do a lot of fender damage, and I have a couple fenders, or one fender I got to do tomorrow, and this might be a good candidate for it. And for this technique, you're using the top of the edge and you're just kind of rolling it around, especially for a crease. You can really remove those creases quick. Same goes with the Killer Whaletail. This is from Stand Liner Tools. This is probably one of the harder tools to get because it's completely handmade, and they are a little bit different. So be aware of that. So if you order one from Stand Liner, it's probably going to be a little bit different than mine. I've been noticing a couple people's Whaletails, they are not exactly the same. So because it's handmade. Now, if you notice too as well, I do cut off the handle, and I put an octagon system on it, which is created from Ultra Dent Tools. I'm not sure when I'll put links up, guys. I'm not the type of person that's going to take an hour and a half to put up all these links here. Just go by the names. This is standlinertools.com, the ones I just showed you, and then the rest right now I'm going to show you is ultradenttools.com, and then I'll keep naming it, but just listen for it and then write it down, and then go check them out if you're interested in these tools. Going back to the Whaletail, I'm sorry. Now, the Whaletail can be used for a lot of different applications, for creases, for regular dents, things like that. I wish my camera was just a little bit more detailed. So yeah, this is incredibly smooth, and they call it the Killer Whaletail. It's kind of confusing name because it's really not a whaletail. I call it a dragon swing, because what happens is that you are actually doing a dent and you're sliding constant contact on the dent, and it really gives you a much more smoother, cleaner push, and it kind of almost like it's rolling the dent out. I'll be showing a lot more of this stuff within the next month or so. I'm telling you, I've got a lot of good stuff. I've already shot some video on that, and I'm really excited to show you exactly how that works. I really, really like it a lot. Now, moving on to the Ultra Dent tool stuff, I take a 90-degree screw-on tip version. This is really good for almost all applications that open panels, panels that I have to make a manufactured access point, slide it down. This is going to give me a good angle. You probably heard me say this in a lot of my videos before, but the less bend, the more narrow the panel is, and that's why you need this type of tool versus a double bend like this. So why do you have a double bend? Well, if the panel's wider and bigger, you're going to need more bend. Okay, if it's more open space, you're going to need more bend. And if you even need more leverage, then you're going to use some extension tips like that. Okay, gosh, this camera is not really super sharp, but anyways, those will screw on there and give me more extension, more leverage, and that's why I carry different versions. Now this is a shorter one, which I can go down the door. I don't have to worry about being too high and being awkward and hurting my shoulder, so that's why I have a shorter version of that. And then I'll put on, I only need 2 handles. I need one for like doors, okay, and then I need a T-handle one right here that you see. I have an extension popped onto it in case I want to extend any of these tools to a longer length. So I hope you guys are following me on this so far, okay? Another smaller diameter tool from Ultra that they came out with. But unfortunately, at this point in time, they only sell them in a set, which is a lot like that. You can see right here. You can see I'm not bringing every tool with me. I just use the tools that I use basically from the shop and what I've been using mobile through the years, this different sizes. And I pretty much know this is going to suit me fine. The other tool I want to recommend to you guys is called the Reaper tool, The Reaper. Check it out, thereaper.com. This is a fantastic tool. Not crazy sharp, but sharp enough for getting and picking out the last little bit. Great for aluminum vehicles. This is definitely something that you want to consider. Again, I chopped it off, put an octagon on top of it, and it works out really, really good. Different picks. I don't show all my picks right now, but I created a pick right here, just a normal pick, but I put a little bit more bend in it. Again, this is aluminum, picking out the small stuff. It doesn't have to be aluminum, but it's really good for finishing. Things like that. I really, really dig that tool. Okay, so that's why I've got here. Before I come to this side and explain here, this is something, instead of bringing like a big setup, like a tool cart with me, I bring this little bad boy right here. And this is from the Bat Vac, okay? This can hold, 1 to 2 tools, 3 tools, whatever it is, not super heavy. But it works great because I don't have to set my tools on the ground like I do here, which I'm going to show you why I have those tools. But I can put my glue gun here, I can put my glue tabs here. I can keep everything pretty much off the ground. I do not like things on the ground when I'm working, because what happens when you're working, you're moving around, you're clicking, you're smacking tools back and forth. And it can be, unprofessional too as well, especially if you're in someone's garage and your tools are laying all over the place and you're not organized. It just doesn't look that great, okay? So that's why I have that, or I used to have a normal tool cart, a smaller one, to roll around with me. So that's called the Bat Vac. I'll switch it around to you. Okay, Bat Vac, originalbatvac.com. Okay, so if you guys are interested in that, really, really dig it. I like it a lot. And in case you're wondering what the heck this is the Cordless Glue Gun. It's been out for a few years. James Lee from LimitDentTools.com, which I'm going to talk about. How much can that hold in weight? Honestly, I haven't tested it, but I mean, you don't want to put like a dramatic amount of weight on it, but you probably want to. Here's another thing too, guys. You don't need to bring every tool and lay it out with you when you're working. Bring the tools that are necessary for that job. I mean, with you, next to you, okay? Unless I understand, you got your vehicle right here next to you, it's cool, that's great, but don't have them laying all over on the floor and tripping all over the stuff. But I only put like maybe 2 to 3 tools that I'm using on here, and it surprisingly, it holds really good weight if you're asking. So it'll hold pretty much what you want. And then don't forget that this spinal cord system, you can tighten up these nuts, these little screws right here, and you can make it even more stiffer and more tighter. And this thing ain't going nowhere. So this is a compressor with a suction cup on there that holds that in place. Really, really strong, really good. Now moving over to here, before I didn't mind putting the suction cup on the vehicle, but you know what? This is way more easier to set up, okay? This is the Medusa Setup, which is my James Lee. This pole and this bottom base is from Ultra, and I put this in here and I can click my light, boom, this side, and my battery on that side, and now I can slide it up and down my pole, and then I'm away from the vehicle. I have a lot of freedom to it. I can move the pole back. I mean, I've got a really, really good, clean setup, easy to set up. If I'm on a hill or an incline, I just click and lock the feet, and then I'm good to go on that too as well. Now, this is the new edition Luminant light. You can change the lens quickly. You can move it back. It's got slots down in there. You can it's kind of dark in here, but yeah, you can see this little slots right there. So you can move it back or keep it forward, facing forward. For my lines, that's why I use that, okay? But compact, this thing pops off, everything goes in. I put it on top of my rack right here. And this is what I'm gonna get to too as well, talking about the tools here. So I have my longer version tools. This is a double bend. Again, we kind of referred to the double bend, why we need a double bend, because it has more of an open panel. It'd be really good for a quarter panel access, maybe for the going through the boot harness or the wire harness to the side onto the rear door, something like that. That would be really good. And this is just a less aggressive bend right there, okay? Ultra's real shade fine blade tip tool, really good for going down the windows, sides, door panels, quarter panels, anything that's tight, maybe coming close right down towards that edge right there from the light, getting between that edge. That's a really good, powerful tool. And the really strong, thin tool is the Stanliner version. That I think is called the Fishtail. Really, really great tool. And they're longer. They're one of their latest rounded snake tools. This is a beast of a tool. It's got all types of applications. I'm not going to get into it, but I really, really like this tool. And Stanliner is it's a unique company with unique applications on how to use their tools. So if you're a new tech, or if you're a new tech, it's going to be really kind of, I would say, easier for you to the learning curve. But if you're an older tech, you're kind of like, what the heck? Because you're so used to the traditional ways that you do your repairs. So that, again, I'm not going to go crazy into the techniques. I've been kind of talking about it here and there, but I'm going to keep going to the other side right here on this side of my toolbox. Okay, so now I've got another Stanliner tool. Okay, I cut that off, and this is called the sword tool. It is a beast of a tool right here. Really, really, it's thin, strong, and it's not going to flex on you. Okay, that is, again, if we're going maybe you're going through the quarter panel, right, getting right here, maybe coming up close to the side where it gets real narrow, hoods, roofs, trunks, things like that you need a lot of leverage, but it's real narrow and very tight to get into. A smaller one too as well, just a tiny one, not Stanliners, but just technically this is a PDQ, and I cut this off a long time ago. It's one of my favorites, but really, really, really good for getting in there narrow. Okay, so the Tequila Tools, I'm sure you've heard me mention these on YouTube before, but look at these. These are curved. They can get to in a factory hole on a hood, trunk, roof, and get to an area where you normally couldn't get to, or you'd have to make an access hole, and sometimes that wouldn't even work. But you can see that this is really good at what it goes through a hole here, like let's say it's the access, and it slides over and then get to a dent way over here. You got to get it. So it's one of these must-haves. Okay, now there's versions like Dawn Gray. Ultra carries this kind of a set. I might as well just show you too. So something similar. so we're all on the same page here. Let's see here. Got where they're at. Oh, there's like kind of like their version, but what happens is that you take this. What's up, dude? You take this and you slide this in. So now you can work it both ways. You can go this way, or you slide it and you can go work it that way. This is like a newer version of the new kind of Don Gray's kind of new set from Ultra. Okay, he's definitely one of the guy who developed that kind of system for the or bend for these tools. Now Anson, who's designed by A1 Tools, they're the ones that came out with this, and you can get these at ansonpdr.com. It comes in a whole set like this. Okay, and if you're a hail tech, this is a complete must-have. Okay, must-have. If you are a PDR route tech, then get the 7/16 set. Okay, it's not quite as much, and I don't think you'll need the whole set. The 7/16 is something you could consider getting. Okay. Your typical door tool from Ultra, which you guys know, you might hear me call it's called the Mo Money. Okay. And then this is Finesse's tool too. Check this bend out like this right here. So you've got kind of I can't get that focus here. Sorry guys. You got kind of, let me just put it right here. You got kind of a round tip like right there. And then you got a sharp tip right here. And then what's unique about it is look at the crazy bend in that. That creates a lot of leverage. And the reason why I like these tools, it's a left hand and right hand. Right hand's the left hand side. The reason why I like it is because when I'm working a dent in the panel of a door, mainly European, there's a lot of sound deadening in here. And what I'm doing is I'm working this dent and I'm pinpointing and getting exactly where I want to get with this tool. Okay, this is a great set to have. They're not cheap, about $260, between $240 and $270. They will come with a ratchet handle, so you don't need to cut it off if you don't want to. They will come with a ratchet handle, which is fantastic. Again, you guys already know why I cut them off, because I want to stick with one type of handle system. This is from Dent Craft. Very, very strong 90-degree tool. Definitely a must-have too as well. Now the other version, which is called, who in the heck is this? Gosh dang it! I just lost my care point. Now this is a ratchet. This will swing around. This handle will move around. And it looks like identical almost to Dent Craft, but a longer version and a really, really nice tool, very strong for going into the little holes and factory holes. This looks like a Dent Craft tool, but this is care point. This is a ratchet handle, very strong, very good for pinpointing. Aluminum. This is another one too as well. Care point. A1 Tools, little hook, close up, and then I got my cold glue. Okay, you guys all see my cold glue. You can't go anywhere without that. I got my reflection board if I just want to set up something up real quick and do that. My paddle, my hammer, my blending hammer, a couple smaller little handle tools I've got Robo Lifter hole straightener. So what that does is that goes around, it pulls the hole up, and then it can rotate around and straighten up that hole. And then I've got to have various tips as well. Okay. And then, like I said, I put this in a bag, goes up top, lifts this up, I'm good to go now. And that's how it works for me. So I thought I'd give you guys an update about what tools I bring with me. Look, every guy has their own different sets of tools and what they bring with them. That's just something that those are the common tools I use most of the time on most of my dents. And I switch in and out, like depends on what tools, because I have different manufacturers of tools that do pretty much the same different things, except the stand liners are unique on their applications. They use them quite differently. So I hope this helps. I hope this explains kind of like what I've been doing, like my update. And every once in a while, I will do a new update on the vehicles that I pack. Now, I don't think I'm gonna have this vehicle for very long, much about after, probably by summer, I'll probably have a newer vehicle, and I don't know which one that is, but I'll show you the setup on that if I do change the vehicle. So, all right, for now, I'm out. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.